topic is finding equations for parallel and perpendicular lines. Here we have our lines, A, B, C, D, and E, F. We can find these in the graph. Here's A, B, C, D, and E, F. Our first question says, given the coordinates, find the slope and y-intercept of each line. First, we'll start with A, B. So, to do this, we have to write down the equation for finding slopes, which is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. We'll label these to plug them in. So y2, which is -1, minus y1, which is -4, over x2, which is 2, minus x1, which is -4. Three over 6 is 1/2. So the slope of line AB is 1. For CD, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to plug in these numbers, but we have to label them first. So x1, y1, x2, y2. We label them. Y2 is 4. Y1 is 0. So 4 minus 0. X2 is -3. Minus x1, which is -1. So if you do this, this would be -2, this would be. So the slope of CD is -2. And for EF, we'll do the same thing, so we'll label them. Y2 is 2, Y1 is 0, Y2 is 3, minus X1, which is 2. So the slope of EF is also -2. The next question is, are lines CD and line EF parallel? So when we look up here, when we found their slopes, the slope for CD is -2 and the slope for EF is -2. So to know if two lines are parallel, they always have to have the same slope, and these do have the same slope, so they are parallel. The next part of the question is find their equations. We already know that their slopes are -2, and when we look at their coordinates, we can figure out what B, which is the y-intercept, to make the full equation. So we can take y, which is 0, and plug it in to the slope, which is -2, and x is -1, plus d, which is still unknown. So this would be 2 equals 0 plus b. And to make this true, we have to make b be -2. So the whole equation for CD would be y equals slope is -2, x -2, which is, so for line F, we'll do the same thing and use coordinates 2 and 0. 0 is y, so 0 equals -2, which was the slope, 2, which is x, plus b, because we don't know the y-intercept yet. So this is -4 plus b equals 0, and 4 on both sides, and 4 is going to equal b. Now that we know the y-intercept and the slope, we can make the equation for df. Our last question asks, is line AB perpendicular to line CD? And then is line AB perpendicular to line EF? So when we start with, is line AB perpendicular to line CD, we have to know that M1 times M2 has to equal -1. For this to be true, we have to have one slope from one line times the slope from the other line be -1. So the slope of AB is -2. Just kidding. The slope for AB is 1/2 times the slope for CD is -2. And this does equal -1, so AB and CD are perpendicular. Is line AB perpendicular to line EF? We'll do the same thing, so M1 times M2 has to equal -1. And M1 would be 1/2, and M2 would be -2, which equals 0. So these two lines are perpendicular to each other.